And now, a moment of your time with the good lady of the period, Mistress of the Tarot, Lady Chamaka.
Hello, it's your good lady, the Mistress of the Tarot, bearded lady, most famous bearded lady of the world, Lady C. No, not for Chewbacca, Chamaka. Lady Chewbacca is my sister. Lady C if you're nice or nasty. um, so I have no green screen behind me like I normally do for my videos, my recent music videos where I appear for Astrolosophy. I want to say hello and thank you to everyone for your support. Thank you for all of the likes on Facebook and visiting my website and making it searchable by Google and Bing. And I had a tarot reading night over at Fratello's Brick Oven Pizza restaurant. Or is it Fratello's Pizza Brick Oven? No, uh, Fratello's Pizza Brick Oven. And I here in Warwick, Orange County, New York. And well, it was a slow night, and I had all my juices and face all ready for the public. And so I decided, since I came home early, to give you guys a video and to give you a forecast going down the zodiac for this month of May. And there's a lot of astrological things that are happening this month. Oh, it's a doozy. We have grand crosses, and we have planets in retrograde, and we have planets squaring, conjuncting each other, and it's a mess. But there's good things coming out of it. We just have to keep thinking positively with that mind's eye, the third eye, visualizing, voicing good things for ourselves and everyone that is pertaining to our dreams and goals. So, most of all, for our self. So, I have a moment or two for you guys, and I just want to continue on saying that um, my website will be up and running with more content on it in a couple of weeks. It has been a slow process because I'm a working girl, or at least I'm trying to be these days. And I would appreciate all the donations that I could get financially. I'm looking into probably making an Indiegogo campaign just because I want to continue to do this and serve the public, and the public seems to love me and seems to find a use and value in me as Lady C doing this divine tarot, and why not reach the world through the internet? Continue to do it. But at the moment, um, I do need funds, and it's hard so far to get a job, especially for a person who's out of drag or who's known for doing drag. People just don't take me seriously for some reason. Artists in general don't get taken very seriously unless they're working in their profession. So I have to say, up here in the boonies where I live, um, makes you want to resort to moving to a place like LA or West Palm Beach or um, somewhere, down in Key West, New York, these big metropolitan cities, and or Boston, and oh, I'm not much of a city girl. I'm much of a country girl, and I wouldn't mind traveling, but there's coins. Um, and it's not like I don't want to work. I do want to work. it's just been very hard finding work. And you probably are also, some of you, or many of you, are actually experiencing this as well. And if you are, I want to say that in the coming weeks, with this Grand Cross with Uranus, Jupiter, Pluto, I believe Mars is in the mix as well. It's Libra. Um, it's a great opportunity to meet your challenges, especially the ones that come from people who do not appreciate or value our goals and dreams, or who um, want you to go in a different direction that is contrary to what your heart is into and what you want your heart to achieve. And there's a difference between what your heart wants and what your mind is telling you and what realistically is achievable. So I know for myself, I've been doing this for a very long time. I have made money off of it. Um, and I'm just running into several um, growing challenges, experiences, and just roadblocks where people just don't see my vision, or just are not buying into it. Um, and it is a roadblock, but that doesn't mean that I'm not on the right path. It just means that I need to keep looking and I need to keep maneuvering and keeping my mind positive, and so in my heart positive in the direction that I'm going, and thinking more outside of the box. So this Grand Cross really, even though some of these planets, I believe Saturn also, which is in retrograde, and Mars is in retrograde as well, are giving us challenges along with Pluto. I don't know if I mentioned Pluto already, but Pluto is in the mix. And Pluto is a planet that brings the energy of closure, of death, of renewal, while Uranus is all about uh, a visionary spiritual energy, and it gives us glimpses and intuition into things and opens up our mind, our third eye, so we can see clearly. So all these planets and aspects and constellation signs are forming this grand cross. That's why they call it the Grand Cross, because we have major planets and major energy that is coming out of it, because they're all like, one is here, one is here. They're all positioned to make this cross. Um, the energy is intense, and it will intensify for the next 2 to 3 weeks up until the 19th. And then we'll experience another one by the time we come into the summer. And by the time the summertime comes, you better be grounded. I mean, use this right now um, as a stepping stone to catapult you and through the next Grand Cross, which will come by July. Now, about April. So, if you are on a path where it just seems like, you know, you're being blocked, or things are just not working, or things are breaking down, or people are just not there for you, or you're starting to find out who your true friends are and who are your enemies, then my suggestion to you is that to take a step back, do not really react to it outwardly or inwardly. Just look at it and analyze it, and just see it for what it is, accept it, and move on. Because those that matter will matter, and those who don't matter don't matter. And they do not belong in the mix of your batter, so to speak, in your cake. You will have your cake. We will have our cake, and we will eat it. And will we share it with those who do not appreciate us, or do not want to appreciate us, and wanted to sour our piece of the pie or piece of the cake? No. Sorry. That's my answer. But the other part to this is that, we shouldn't, go inwardly and be angry or sorrowful. We shouldn't feel like um, we've been deserted or we'll show them. Because when we start doing that, what we do is that we fall into this victim mentality, and the victim mentality always wants a savior. And the savior sometimes will come, but most of the times it's us. It's the savior within that's supposed to help and save the day and transform these energies. So, in staying in that pattern of thought of like, I'll get them and how dare they, and I'll show them. No, take it more positively into a higher level, into a higher octave, and just reaffirm everything that you have been doing up until that point of realization. And just say to yourself, oh, well, here's that stone that I just tripped over and just stubbed my toe on. Let me go mend my toe for a little bit. Not in anger, but in self care and preservation, and then move forward. So if you fell on your face because somebody tripped you, you have a right to say your piece, but do not fall into that victim mentality. The negative one or the sorrowful one, they're all negative. The victim mentality, can be a very, very tricky place to be in. And with these energies that we're undergoing, we do not want to be tricked by a trickster. And that first one being ourselves, being the emotions that come out of all of that. So self-preservation, I like that. I like going with self-preservation and moving forward with how we're feeling about what we want to achieve. So that also means that we have to change our vocabulary inside of our heads, inside of our hearts, and what comes out of our mouths. So when we change in here and in here, then it's easier for us to voice and vocalize exactly how we're feeling and vocalize the language of light, which is all positivity, positive words, positive outcomes and outlooks. Because what we're trying to do is we're trying to magnetize our dreams and our reality. So these people who don't matter, or these places and things, roadblocks, so to speak, do not matter. Oh, so well, you have to take the high road. So what? So what if the other person's getting away with murder? Um, Karma will catch up with them. That's right. Karma always catches up. It's not always on our time. It's always on karma's time or universal time, or as then I like to say in the Native community, and the Native community likes to say, in spirit's time. So just acknowledge those things within yourself, and let's move on to the forecast for the month for each sign per my Mayan deck here, the Mayan Oracle Tarot deck. And I will go through the zodiac starting with Aries. This is your month. And then Taurus. This is, right now the sun is in Aries, so we're in the middle of the month of Aries. So Aries. What I pulled out here is resolution of duality. So for you Aries people, you baby of the zodiac, it's time to decide, how should you be? How should you, what choices really matter to you? Really, it really boils down to this month. So this month, think about the things that really matter to you. What really is your desire? What does your gut tell you? What does your gut crave? So go for those things. Do not go for second best if you are not comfortable with second best. And if you know that you're supposed to end something, then end it, especially under this Pluto influence for the next 2 to 3 weeks. It's time to let go of old habits that you don't need or necessarily like or want anymore, especially the ones that shut us down from achieving, for going for the diamond. You Aries people are known to go for the diamond, to go for what you want, and second best is never enough. So again, resolution of duality for you guys. So step out of the duality and become whole. Let's move on to Taurus, my sign. Hello, my herd. I pulled out here polarity. I guess we should all us Tauruses should be focusing on keeping our cool. And what does that mean? Keeping our cool meaning finding our center of our energy and bringing more harmony, more balance into our lives, more focus and clarity. And sometimes what we have to do is find the middle um, point within our soul that gives us serenity, that gives us harmony, gratitude, love, that wellspring of comfort. So if your mind is over here and your legs are over there, or if you're living too much in the past and in the future and your footing is not in the present, then it's time to realign yourself. It's time for all of us to realign ourselves. I know I had my share of that starting with the morning this morning, and well, I am definitely coming to balance right now and harmonizing that. Our emotions as well as our spirit, we have to really center that those energies, our male and female aspects. If you feel like you're going too much into the realm of assertiveness, then that means that you're going a little too masculine there, and you're not balancing out with your female aspects. So balancing our female and male energies is really good to do under this influence of polarity. And also, sometimes we have a feeling of feeling bipolar, like sometimes our emotions can be very extreme under this influence, especially when we're stressed. So I would recommend, if you're feeling stressed, dear Taurus, look up Rescue Remedy, and Rescue Remedy is very famous. It was produced by Dr. Bach, which is like flower essence guy, and you can find it in a non-alcoholic tincture and an alcoholic tincture and all these other different. I heard lozenges also. You can find it as a lozenge. Rescue Remedy takes the edge off of the stress in a healthy way, and it's made out of herbs. So, for all of you Tauruses that are going to be under pressure, and Aries, you can take this information as well, and any other of the other signs. Rescue Remedy will be great, as well as Holy Basil by New Chapter. I recommend New Chapter. New Chapter and Gaia Herbs, they're great sources for any of these medicines, that herbal medicines that I'm recommending. So let's move on to Gemini. Gemini, I pulled out here Chikchan. Chikchan, oh my God, is a transformative energy. It's the energy of the serpent, of the snake, female energy. This month, you should definitely be focusing on your spirit, on your joy, on your placing yourself first, standing your ground, and not letting anything upset you or make you fearful. And also, it's a good time to watch your words. I know Geminis are really can be catty or can be very, very, very cutthroat with their words. So be careful of your words, because your words will singe people like fire would singe somebody. So be careful of your emotions as well. It's a great time to find your joy and to rest in it in this month, and your comforts of being who you are and just letting your light shine. It's also a great time to transform things, old patterns, and create new ones. To let go of things, that will be easy for you guys this month. But the only drawback I see here, along with this Grand Cross, is either burning yourself up too much, burning your energy up, emotionally, mentally, or physically, or those of others that you're working with or you live with. So pace yourself also, temper yourself, rely on some yoga or meditation or, walking or exercising, but also pace yourself. Let's move on to Cancer. Cancer, I pulled out for you guys Imish. And Imish is the primordial energy of the earth, the energy from long, 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 long ago of the dinosaur, reptilian energy. It's a very lush, um, uh, dense, also earth energy. And this speaks to me, it came out as a challenging, it came out upside down for you guys. So you guys are going to have it really tough this month in terms of energy wise. You guys should not depend on staying within your shell during a period like this. Really rely on your friends to help you out, sort out your mind and your spirit, your emotions. Do not stay really quiet and meek, because what's that going to produce is going to produce this isolation that you guys tend to do naturally, because your shell is your home. It's going to set you back in terms of your work and what you're trying to achieve this month, and especially what you're trying to produce for the rest of the year and the years to come. Is a time of pushing through your boundaries, um, pushing through your challenges, especially when you're isolating. And watch your breath also. You should watch your breath and your nervousness during a time like this. Really stand up for yourself. If somebody's taking too much of your time or renting too much space in your head or in your heart, it's time to let them go, let go of the situation. Talk to the person. If you can't talk to the person, then cut them off and move on. Go to your source of comfort, your friends, your family most of the time, your mother, um, and find some comfort in that, as well as socializing and going to, events where there's lots of people and you can partake of them, concerts and movies, um, and other recreational things, museums, walks in the park, and on a really busy park day like a Saturday where families are there and everyone's there, going to the circus or whatever, the circus in town, or if you have botanical gardens, go, and especially around this time of spring, if you have spring in your country at the moment. So that's for you, Cancer. And moving on to Leo, I pulled out for you lions and lionests. Ak. Ak is the energy of the dog, which is sexual energy. It came out as a challenge though, so it also represents loyalty. So I'm feeling here that if you're not being loyal to your dreams or to those things that you're trying to accomplish, then it's time for you to really push yourself to not become that person. Do not abandon your goals. Do not abandon um, what you're trying to accomplish in your life, especially if you're being betrayed by somebody. Because in a challenging position, the way it came out in this reading here, it's telling me that there is a level of betrayal that happens during this time. And because Libra is concerned in this Grand Cross, especially I think it does like some trine or something to um, Pluto, then it's a time where relationships will come to a close. So if this is true to you and rings a bell, then do not buckle down. I know you Leos are very sensitive, and your emotions can suffer because of betrayal, because you've given so much to somebody or something, and all of a sudden you're betrayed by them, and you feel like your energy has been, or the life of you has been sucked out. Also, this can turn into a depression inwardly, and or anger instead of lashing out, you're holding it in. So it's a time to also be productive for yourself and your dreams and or your intimate relationships. So be true to yourself, Leos. Moving on to Virgo. In Virgo, I pulled out the card of measurement. How befitting for you Virgos. This month, you guys should definitely measure, plan, be more like a Capricorn under this influence. Stay grounded because, well, the way that, if you measure things and you pace yourself, and you cross every T and every I during this month, then what you're doing is, especially, when you take it inwardly, you this is a form of exercise to ground ourselves. We're keeping our minds occupied. And I don't want to say like forever occupied where like you lose your mind because you're stressed out. And if you are stressed out, rescue remedy. You no, don't compartmentalize. What you want to do is that you want to, tackle things, multitask everything, and organize yourself with a list if you have to, and handle things one thing at a time. And you could be like the Capricorn, the little billy goat, and move when you're sure that you can move. And that's my message to you guys. Um, and I hope you guys, during this influence, I think you guys will have an easier time dealing with this Grand Cross than most of the other signs, just because you have that ability to organize and to really be precise when you want to be. So it's a time of really focusing and, pacing yourself and stay grounded. That goes for all of you guys. Stay grounded. All right, so moving on to Libra. Libra is a sign of balance, of harmony, of relationships, of beauty, of socializing, of fantasizing, visionary, of being fair. And what I got here was the card Ik, which is all about the wind, which is all about the elements of the mind, of thought, of wind, of air, of the ethers. So you guys should definitely concentrate on um, exercising, like getting enough exercise to breathe, to get new circulation in your body and in your mind and in your spirit. So how do you do that for your mind and spirit? Besides exercise, is that you also exercise your will to do things, exercise your capacity to be your Libras, to be your best in social situations, in love affairs, in with family members, and negotiation. So balance things out, weigh things out, the cons to the pros. But do it in a new way. Step out of the box. Remember, this Grand Cross forces all of us to really step out of the box. Think outside of the box. Think creatively. So most creative people usually color outside of the line, the old saying. And so this is something that you Libras should definitely be thinking of and applying in this month to come. So also have fun, laugh, and don't don't hold your breath, especially when you come across tenseful situations. Just say to yourself, "Oh, this is easy. I can do this. What's the pros? What's the cons? Oh, okay, I see. All right, well, I won't make the decision. I will make the decision. I'll be fair. I'll be whatever. You have to delegate, and you'll get through this month and reach your goals." So let's move on to Scorpio. And for Scorpio, I pulled out Language of Light. And the Language of Light is, like I said earlier, it's positive words, words of encouragement, words of affirmations, positivity, and keeping it clear for yourself and others, so you can manifest what you need. And I know you, Cancer, I'm sorry, Scorpios can be very much like Cancers, where we isolate within ourselves and we start to think the bad because that's really comforting to us. The murky waters, the dark waters. You Scorpios really like the darkness, the shade of it all. So, Scorpios, let's come out into the light some more. Don't stay within your shell. Think outside of your shell. Think large. Think positively. Come out of the shadows and really push yourself to speak that language of light. Speak positively. Speak in affirmative words. Don't say, well, when that will happen. No, say when it will happen. When I get there. When I am there. Or instead of saying, oh, I don't feel so good, no, today's a good day. I'm meeting all my challenges, I'm rising to the occasion. And it could be as easy as changing your thoughts and your words. So, it all starts in here, in your heart, and how you feel, and in your mind, and then voice it. Breathe in some life into that language, and everything will be light. And walk on your, walk and do things lightly also, because that will produce the energy that will change, your thoughts and the way you feel and the way you speak. So let's move on to Sagittarius. And Sagittarius, I pulled out the card of Transcendence. Portal Transcendence. To me, whenever I pull out this card, it just means new beginnings or that clearings are coming. But in this reading for this month, what I'm seeing here is that you should focus definitely on what's in front of you, okay, and what you're doing, what's coming to a close, and feel good about that. Don't feel bad about what hasn't transpired yet or what hasn't taken place. Just keep walking through those doors, keep doing what you have to do, keep negotiating, keep networking, and before you know it, you'll be done by the end of the month and you'll reach your goals. So keep your eyes on the prize, keep them forward and going forward. Don't, use your peripheral vision, but, keep going, keep doing what you're doing. You're on the right track, okay? All right, so let's move on to Capricorn. In Capricorn, I pulled out for you transparency, which is symbolized by a keyhole. And what it really means is that this really truly is is the opportunities card, or doors opening up for you, or keeping your soul so open that doors will open for you because that's what you're doing. You're magnetizing that. So for you Capricorns, which is really hard for you guys to deal with your emotions, it's time to really let your emotions out. Open them up, put them on the table. Don't worry about being vulnerable, because your vulnerability at this time will actually get you through and get you what you need and desire, and it will open up new doors for you. Believe it or not, an attitude of gratitude can open up so much space into our lives, our soul, and the rest of our lives. It can manifest a great deal of things. So gratitude could be another thing, as a result of letting your feelings out to your closest friends or family or your lover, especially your lovers, because I know you guys don't like to do that with your lovers. It's hard for you guys. It takes time for that. But at this month, you need to be frank and honest with your feelings and put them out with others, especially with yourself first and then other people. And keep that policy of honesty, because that will actually magnetize a lot of things, and you'll have gratitude after a while. It's a peace of heart and mind and soul. Um, and all these, messages I'm giving for the other signs, this could be taken by other signs also if you feel like you're drawn to those messages. But these messages are directly for the signs that I'm listing right now. So I'm moving on from Capricorn to Aquarius. So Aquarius, I pulled out Realm Shift. Ooh boy, this is a good card, and this is kind of a turbulent card, kind of like the Grand Cross. You might experience things that have happened already, situations, people, places, and things that you've dealt with coming back to you to be dealt with again. And you might feel like you want to run away, or you want to cry, or you're feeling tested. And if you are feeling that way, allow yourself to be that way, but don't run away too far, because you need to take the test, you need to get through it. This will be the last time that you will endure these situations the same way that they happened in the past. Now, if you pass or fail the test, don't worry about it, but you have to give it your best. You have to do it differently this time. So this month, again, I can't stress it enough, we need to think outside of the box, be creative. But this time, be honest with yourself. Is this really the true way that I should do this? What would my higher self do? Ask your gut. Go with your gut. Your gut is a good indicator of what you should and should not do. So use your gut a lot this month, Aquarius, and just realize that this is just a big cosmic broom coming to sweep your plate, and so that you can do the work and flow the way that you like to, without any limitations, with that freedom that is unbound. Moving on to our last sign, and but not least, Pisces. And Pisces, I pulled out the card Ben. And Ben is all about the connection of Earth, which is down here, and Heaven, which is up here. And we're in the middle right here. This is us. And these golden bars are just those two realizations coming together. And what I'm seeing here is that for you Pisces, which is the duality of it all, it's time for you guys to, if you can, to really ground yourself during a time like this in the Grand Cross this month. You really need to focus. You need to not have so much your eyes on the prize. Don't get carried away by your emotions. If you're feeling too emotional, then it's time to ground yourself by doing exercise, or by really doing the things that you should be doing and paying attention to. You guys like to run away a lot from things that are challenging to you. So during this challenging time, don't run away. Step up to the bat, walk through the fire, walk through whatever current it is that it's just too much, and it's just it takes too much of your sensitivity. We need to step through those gates so that we can just at least have our mind and our body functioning together. So when we're being grounded, what that means is that we're being brought back into our body. We're not so much out there. And you guys are ruled by Neptune, and Neptune is very about the element of the ethers, of the waters, of spirit, of the universe. And you guys are very, not cerebral, but very dreamy. So it's time to, your month was just March, and so that the sun was in your sign, so that means you probably were really doused, especially by the Grand Cross that we had in March, that prepared us for this month. So we need to now ground that energy, and so we have to work. We need to, really not isolate. Also, we need to or run away or manipulate situations, unless you're being creative in manipulating the challenge. So you don't want to manipulate the challenge and be creative so that you can run away from it. No, you want to do whatever it is that's challenging you, whether or not it's, getting through your diet, or talking face to face with somebody that you love or care for, or confronting somebody on something, or place or thing, or going to court or something. It's time to really step up to the plate and not be afraid of walking through the fire. So that is the message from Lady C, Lady Chamaka, your mistress of the tarot, of the divine, of astrology, of palmistry, tea leaves, and grinds. Soon I'll be putting prices on my website and photos and a blog. That's beardedladyc.com. And I will also be putting extra things on there. If you want a reading online over Skype or over the phone, it could be recorded. Just go to Divination by Henry right now, where you can actually click on a time and date that you would like the reading with me. And that's again divinationbyhenry.com. Until I can get this on my own website, Bearded Lady C, you have to go to Divination by Henry if you want to get an online reading with me. So you'll see all the packages and the prices, and you can schedule an appointment also. But you have to pay for your package first, and then schedule your appointment, and then I'll confirm it. And you must say that, you want the Lady C reading, or you want the reading with Lady C. But that'll be all clear once you get to the website. So that's all I have. Have a great month. I hope you guys pull through, and if you have any questions, just give me a holler. info@beardedladyc.com. Oh, I look so gorgeous. I love this makeup today. Oh, remember, love more and fear less. Okay? Okay. Bye. Thank you. Don't forget to say thank you to the universe for everything that will come and has come too. Okay, enough of me.